fuel for power tariff increase payable by consumers to various electricity distribution companies in the country in different orders at the 11 discos operating in Nigeria. The Commission stated that the tariff hike was based on the extraordinary review of the multi-year tariff order. As it explained that the order took effect from January 1, 2022. The federal government, through the Nigerian Railway Corporation, on Thursday also announced that it had completed the Abuja-Kaduna train service line that was bombed by terrorists on March 28, 2022 in Kaduna. It made this public just as domestic airlines raised an alarm on Thursday over the hike in aviation fuel and its impact on airfares if not checked. A statement issued by the NRC and made available to newsmen in Abuja stated that major track work on the rail line had been completed, adding that services would soon resume on the line. And the United Kingdom government has finally accepted Nigeria's classification of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB as a terrorist organization following widespread killings and acts of lawlessness. The Nigerian government designated IPOB as a terrorist group in 2017, but some foreign countries, including UK, which IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu holds as passport, did not acknowledge the clarification or declaration at the time. Similarly, members of the notorious Ansaru terrorist group have commenced massive recruitment of residents around communities in Birnin-Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. Ansaru is a splinter group of the dreaded Boko Haram terrorists and has been operating in Birnin-Gwari villages for years now. And we get to the Big Talk segment in a bit. Keep it with us.
What's up? My name's Oliver Tree.
Hey, it's Lizzo. Hi, this is Adele.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is P. Diddy. This your boy, Lil Flip. Yo, what up, people? This is Kanye. Yes, Jay-Z.
It's Lil Jon and me, side boy.
What's the deal? This is Ludacris.
Eagles 102.3.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just 15,000 naira? Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. The Entrepreneur. Talk your business for just 15,000 naira. This promo runs from May 1st to July 30th. Hurry now.
It's Tongue Twister Friday.
What's going on, y'all?
Repeat a phrase 5 times real fast without mispronouncing any word.
Fantabulous.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
I used to wash my Irish fish, but I used to wash my Irish fish, but I used to wash my Irish fish, but I used to...
You were like my Irish fish wash.
How far do we have this?
Goggles, gobbles, gobbling, goblins.
You don't know why it's going on.
Give it a try on the Friday Traffic Rush at 5 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM.
Eagles Morning Rise. Eagles Morning Rise with
Prince.
Thank you for staying with us. 10 minutes gliding down 9 o'clock on Eagles Outlook. This is your radio experience. You can count on Eagles 102.3. This morning we're discussing the All Progressives Congress has begun moves to adopt the consensus method as its presidential primary due to the high number of presidential aspirants, which has almost hit 30. Despite the decision of the party to peg the cost of its presidential form at 100 million naira, more aspirants are joining the race. It was gathered that the high cost of the form and the inclusion of voluntary withdrawal form were part of the moves aimed at adopting the consensus mode or method at the primary scheduled for May 30. Well, there are older political parties as well, and these political parties also have several people who are contesting. For instance, at the PDP, there's several names and several people who have indicated interest in running for the top job, the number one citizen of the country. While all of this is going on, many Nigerians have, wondering why now? Why do we have many people jostling to, become president at this time? My guest this morning would help us understand some of the reasons or some of the things that, could necessitate having multiple people indicating interest to run for the presidency in 2023. Like I said earlier, my guest is Samson Ojutalayo, economist and public affairs commentator. Be a part of the conversation. Let us know what you think. Why do we have several people indicating interest to run for the top job in the country? 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Send us a message on 090-9705-4450. Mr. Ojutalayo, we say thank God it's Friday, right?
Yeah. Everybody's getting ready for
the weekend. Exactly. Now, we have a situation where Nigerians are wondering, why now? I mean, even in 1999, we didn't have this much people indicating interest to run for the presidency. Why now? What's happening? What are the implications of all of these, these people coming out at the same time to run for the office of the president?
Well, in 1999, it was more of a controlled system. We are having a transition from the military to civilian rule. So the military tried to structure the political system so that every Tom, Dick, and Harry will not come. The western part of Nigeria was being compensated for what happened in 1993, and so there's a limit to. We had just two political parties then, so now that scenario was a bit different. But now what we're experiencing now is some set of people trying to build a profile for themselves so that when, for example, they die, or you want to read their biography, you will have stuff like former presidential aspirant or former APC presidential candidate. That is what they want. Then another reason why we're having this huge turnout is the fact that some people know that they are politically irrelevant, or they may not get anything outside the government now, peradventure when this regime is over. So what they want to do is they buy this ticket and use it as a means of negotiation for either ministerial slot or DG slot or any other appointment. For example, if I pay 100 million and you ask me to step down, there will be a negotiation. So the economic implication of me paying 100 million is you telling me that, okay, you are a businessman. Every Nigerian politician is a businessman. They don't have our interest at heart. And I do say this, that our politicians are not those we need, but those in need. So the thing is, coming to pay 100 million is not because they care about us that much. That's why they are paying that money. They are doing that so that in the final analysis, whoever is going to be the consensus candidate, as it were, we have a reason to come negotiate with them, and they will tell the person what they want. Some of them might just be you have an EFCC case and you don't want him to probe you when he gets there. So you can just tell him, I paid this 100 million. If you want me to step down, that my 4.5 billion that I was accused of, you won't visit it. And that's the end of it.
So this is a negotiation, a bargaining chip for them in 2023. Is that what yes, that's what it is?
Yes, that's what they are using it for. For example, you ought to tell us, your antecedent why you are in power. The Minister for State for Education, for example, ASU is on strike. You have the audacity to say you want to contest. In short, I can't even remember his name as I know it's one. Thank you for putting me to remembrance. You see, he's not that potent. And when you are coming, you ought to tell us your antecedent that, oh, I've done XYZ, and because of that, you should vote for me or you should make me your presidential candidate. But you have no pedigree. You ASUP, that's for police, is on strike. SANU is on strike. ASU is on strike. Everybody is on strike, and you are here. The ministry that you superintend over is on fire. then you want to aspire for a great. It's just
Well,
like
in his
you.
defense, he says it's not their fault that ASU went into an agreement with the past administration, and well, they've tried their best to resolve the issue, but ASU is adamant. So, I mean, that's what he says.
We all know as government students that government is a continuum. There's no vacuum in governance. Nature abhors vacuum, and even governance give no room for vacuum. And that's why when you see there's a military coup, immediately they will announce somebody to be the leader, even if it is going to be interim or whatever. Somebody must be held accountable. You get? So the thing is, if somebody had a contract, signed a pact with ASU in the previous administration, when you were signing up, you know, we advertise a job and you tell us that you are interested, so you should know what comes with it. Those that speaks English says now, you should know that it's not it's not going to be easy. So you should know the nitty-gritty of the job description before you come out. Don't come here and tell us that we can't be giving room for excuses. You see, this kind of guy will be the same person that will get there and will be like, oh, I am not aware. Everything, they are not always aware. Because if you are telling us that the previous administration signed this deal, it means even the 30,000 naira minimum wage, you can even still say, oh, you can't pay. Why? It wasn't your government that signed it. But you are aware of all these things before you came up that you can do it. You see, sometimes when politicians, when they're applying for these jobs, they just make us believe that they have the magic wand. And it's even good that he's coming out to declare this. That tells us his level of incompetence. So we should know that this is not the kind of guy we need.
Now, some people say, well, these people who are declaring and buying the forms for 100 million and spending all that money on declaration, because people are just looking at the 100 million, but there are also other monies being spent. For instance, before an individual declares interest, they organize these big rallies. Some of them rent out stadiums, and some of them rent crowd. People say they rent crowds. Some people, they pay compares. They pay television stations to for live coverage. For instance, live coverage on the television, I think averagely is about 10 million naira per hour. And these people pay for 3 hours. Normally, for political broadcast, there's a 100% surcharge, which would mean that if you're doing a political broadcast, it's going to cost you 20 million naira, where it costs 100 million. These people pay for 2-3 television stations to run live coverage for 3 hours, 2 hours. So all of these monies run into, I am thinking that averagely an individual spends at least 3 million naira, 300 million when they declare, because they pay event planners and all that stuff. At the end of the day, would all of these be for nothing? Some people say there's some people behind the scenes who are doling out monies, using this opportunity to launder money and throw monies into the parties so that they can, fund their campaign. That with the fact that they even have a withdrawal form shows that they already have somebody in mind who is probably using these, releasing monies through proxies